Welcome, future camp counselors, to Camp Pondwater. Today, we're going to be discussing severe weather procedures to keep you and our kids safe. Okie dokie, future camp counselors, we're going to go over our learning outcomes. At the end of this training video, you'll be able to understand the different types of severe weather you might experience, know what to do and what not to do during severe weather, and understand why it's important to have a severe weather plan.
We are going to teach you all about what to do in case of severe storms, severe heat, tornadoes, high winds, and snowstorms. Stay tuned.
In the following clips, you'll be hearing from other camp staff about the different types of severe weather and what they are.
Lightning is one of the most underestimated weather hazards. If you can hear thunder, you are within striking distance of lightning. That's your cue to take shelter, preferably in a house or a building. A car with a metal roof and sides is your next best option. Once inside, stay away from electrical appliances and only use landlines and computers in an emergency. So when is it safe to go back out? Stay put for 30 minutes after the last rumble of thunder. If you're caught outside and you are unable to reach shelter, stay away from tall trees, poles, and wire fences. Try to find a low-lying area. If someone is struck by lightning, call 911 immediately. They'll be safe to touch, so don't delay CPR if necessary.
The average high heat temperature in July is 93 degrees Fahrenheit. So any temperature 10 degrees above that for several days would be considered high heat. It's dangerous because even temperatures of 90 degrees or above can induce serious health complications in both children and adults. And that's all related to heat index, which is how our body interprets heat, both from the outside temperature as well as the relative humidity. There are several signs and symptoms to look out for as far as heat reactions go. First would be heat cramps, and that involves cramping or spasms of the calves, of the thighs, of the stomach, as well as the hands. And that's a sign that you need to back off, cool down, drink plenty of fluids, and refrain from any physical activity until that cramping has gone away. Next, we can move on to heat exhaustion, which includes that sweating, the cramping, as well as some dizziness, nausea, vomiting. You might even faint or pass out. That's a sign that our bodies have had too much. We need to cool down, strip off those sticky, hot clothes, and that would be a great time to call your doctor to see if they have any other advice for you. Most importantly are the signs of heat stroke, which includes that nausea, dizziness, but we really want to look out for altered mentation, meaning that you or your child isn't quite acting like themselves and they're looking a little confused. Heat stroke is a medical emergency. You want to make sure to call 911. Again, cool the body down, a cool sponge bath until emergency services have arrived.
Most of the time, the weather doesn't give us anything that we can't handle with maybe some sunscreen or an umbrella or a snow shovel. But sometimes, and in some places, there can be extreme weather, like big thunderstorms or hurricanes or snowstorms. And one of the most powerful kinds of extreme weather out there is a type of a storm that scientists pay close attention to: tornadoes. A tornado is a fast-spinning column of air that stretches all the way from a thunderstorm cloud in the sky down to the Earth's surface. And when a tornado forms, it can be one of the most powerful forces in nature. Tornado winds are the strongest in the world, even stronger than hurricanes. In some twisters, we know that the wind can blow to almost 500 kilometers an hour, strong enough to lift heavy things like cars and trucks into the air. And they're loud, too. People who have seen them or even been in them say they sound like giant roaring trains. But they don't move as fast as a speeding train. Usually tornadoes travel across the land at about 50 kilometers an hour, slower than most cars go.
While not quite as windy as a tornado, blizzards are storms with blowing or falling snow, high winds of their own, and cold temperatures.
Now that you've learned more about severe weather and the different types, we are now going to talk to you about what to do in case of an emergency to keep you and your kids safe. In case of severe weather like thunder or high winds, keep your campers indoors and have them play games inside. It is important for counselors to stay calm and keep an eye on the weather. During severe heat, Try to keep campers inside if possible. If not, try to plan games that include water or swimming to help them stay cool. Make sure they are applying sunscreen regularly and they are staying hydrated. In case of severe heat, make sure you bring your campers and yourself to a shady spot.
In the case of severe heat, make sure you always carry lots of water bottles to help your campers.
During a tornado watch, or if a tornado is in the area, it is important that camp counselors stay alert to any sirens or warnings. We recommend doing an activity like Silent Ball to help keep the campers' voices down in case of an emergency siren going off. It is important that counselors stay calm so they can direct campers to the designated tornado shelters. Make sure you do a head count of all campers to make sure they are all present. When going outside while it's snowing, make sure that all campers are dressed appropriately and they are wearing all of their coats, hats, gloves, scarves, and winter boots. Otherwise, plan games that can be done inside to keep them warm and dry.
Now that you know a little bit more about severe weather, now we're going to be going over what not to do in the case of an emergency with severe weather.
During severe weather like high winds, thunderstorms, tornadoes, or lightning, do not let campers outside to run and play, especially if lightning is present. During severe heat, do not let campers stay outside in the direct heat for too long. During severe snowstorms or during any snow, do not throw campers into snow piles. They could be icy or they could hurt themselves while being thrown. In addition to not throwing campers off of any elevated surfaces, do not let any campers remove any of their winter wear. They need these to keep them warm and dry, and if they take them off, they might have the chance of getting sick or hurting themselves. Now that you know about the different types of severe weather and you know what to do and what not to do during severe weather, now let's discuss why it's important to have severe weather procedures in place. It is important for staff to practice proper severe weather safety procedures to know what to do in the case of an emergency, in order to keep campers accounted for and safe during any situation. One of the most important things that a camp counselor can do during severe weather is to remain calm and direct your campers to the safest area. At Camp Pondwater, as well as camps all over, it is important to have severe weather procedures in place in order to keep yourself and your campers safe during severe weather. As a camp counselor, it will be your responsibility to be prepared for any emergency and make sure all of your campers are safe. Camp staff should be informed and aware of all of the nearest shelter areas, emergency exits, and first aid kits in case they might need to use them while working. Make sure your camp has all of the child's emergency contact information on file and close to a camp counselor or director. Keeping parents informed via phone call or email with a quick update of what is going on with the kids while at camp during severe weather will help keep parents updated, informed, and relaxed. Some parents might be inclined to come get their child from camp early if they do not know if their child is safe. It would also be beneficial to have a tornado or severe weather drill during camp so children understand what is expected from them. It is important to have severe weather plans in place because the weather can be unpredictable. Severe storms, tornadoes, high winds, and snowstorms are just some of the potential severe weather that a camp counselor could experience while working. It is important to note that every camp setting will be different, whether it is a winter camp, a summer camp, or an overnight camp, or a day camp. Each one and their location will have their own set of expectations and procedures. While camp counselors can never predict or be prepared for every type of severe weather, they should be prepared for the most common severe weather in the area and be prepared to take action to ensure that all campers are safe and under any condition.
Congratulations, future camp counselor. You just completed the Camp Pondwater Severe Weather Training.
Now that you've completed our training, you can take away the information and knowledge that we have shared with you during this training video with you in the future to keep you and our kids safe.